Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. The Dedicated Enthusiast show is done, and it is time to get some new projects going on the bench. In the last couple of videos, I've told you guys that I'm going to be doing a build for my next door neighbor, Steve, whom I lovingly refer to as Pops because he's pretty much been the father figure I didn't have as a young man. So what I'm going to build for him was the Monogram Warbird, which is a 78 Trans Am. About halfway through the unboxing for that video, I came to the sudden crushing realization that that's not going to happen. So we have about half an A-pillar is missing. The other half of it is bent way out of shape. The entire hood is warped and pushed to the side. The entire body is twisted front to back. This is just... For me, this is not buildable. I know there's some guys out there. Some of you guys are like, I could have that straightened out, have that whole A-pillar scratch built, and be working on it in a single afternoon. I am not that person, and this is beyond my skill set. So I talked to Pops. I told him what was going on, and he was Pops. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's been in my shed for years. I didn't really look at it. I didn't know it was that bad. Just don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about that at all. Don't worry about building nothing. He was Pops. So plans change, and instead we're going to build for him the Revell 1970 Pontiac Firebird. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro, and when I come back, we'll take a look at what's in this box. Alright guys, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and get this opened up. Now I have gone ahead and removed everything, well, most everything from the plastic bags. I left the clear parts in their bags, but I didn't want to take forever with this unboxing. I realized that some of my unboxings are redundant, showing everything come out, then everything sprue by sprue. So let's go ahead and start with our instructions. They are typical, fairly modern Revell book style instructions. Get all your color callouts. Get 2 pages full of every part in the kit and what those parts are. Kind of handy. And then, your instructions are pretty nice. Clear, straightforward, not too crazy. Looks like you've got about 21 steps, and steps 20 and 21 are pretty much decal placement. So there's that. Speaking of the decals, here is the decal sheet for this. We have a lot of engine bay decals in here. The gauges are okay. They're not terrible. There's your nice aluminum. All in all, these are pretty good. Got some hubcap logos. They've got decals for the window cranks, which of course I'm just going to 3D print some of those. You got blue and white stripe patterns. I mean, if you don't have the ability to do seat belts, those seatbelt decals aren't terrible. Couple of plates. These are actually, it's a pretty nice set of decals. As far as the gauges go, I have already had the 70 Pontiac Trans Am decals, or gauges. These aren't decals, they're actually on like a shiny glossy photo paper. These come from Best Model Car Parts. And his gauges are just really a bit nicer than the ones you get in the kit decals. for kind of a side-by-side comparison there. These are a little brighter and clearer and easier to see. We have our body, which is all in one piece and is fairly straight looking. Looks like you're going to have a separate front and rear clip that will have to be attached. A lot of engine components, your heads, your pulleys. Lots of good stuff. There is our dashboard. Which, looking at the shape of the inside, I was hoping that I would be able to just drill out the gauges. I may still be able to. I might be able to drill out the gauges and then just drop the best model car part ones in from the back. If so, that'll look a lot nicer. We have our chassis and some front seats. There's the rear end, front suspension, rear suspension is not bad. Got your radiator. Alright, so this is the front end, rear bumper, the hood there. This is interesting. So the drive shaft has half of the pumpkin on it. The other half is with the rear axle. That's interesting. We have our glass, which, well, that's slightly sad. There's a big old scratch in the front windshield. Rear windshield looks to be pretty good. Might look around on eBay and see if I can find a replacement pretty cheap, or that may just be something we have to live with. Headlight details are really nice, and like I said, the rear glass is perfectly fine. Nice and clear. Chrome sprue. We have two of these actually. The original kit wheels, the front end, the alternator, which is way too chrome, but it does have a bracket on it. It's always nice to have a bracket instead of just floating alternators in space. Chrome valve covers, lots of odds and ends and goodies. Chrome rear bumper. Okay. So yeah, that part is the rear valance, and then this will sit over it, kind of like the Mustang bumper and the Mustang rear end. The second chrome sprue are the modern wheels. I'm not a huge fan. Definitely not using these. Probably not using the other ones. You guys know me. I'll probably just 3D print some. We get a red sprue for our tail lights. And finally, we got some tires. So there's two different sets of tires. There's this set, which I think is a low profile set that go with the modern wheels. And then you have this thicker set, which I think are old fashioned 1970. Yeah, these are old school Firestone wide ovals. Now they are pad printed. That is really nice. That is a really nice touch. So you don't have to mess with decals. You don't have to mess with paint stencils. That is really cool. All right, guys, that is going to be a wrap on the 70s Firebird that we're going to be building for Pops. Next week's video is going to be an unboxing on the 68 Super Beat that we're going to be building as a memorial build for Mitchell from Insomnia Hobbies. And then after that, I will start doing weekly updates on these. I'm going to build these two together and side by side at the same time. And I'm just going to be posting some weekly updates until we wrap them up. That's all for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I always appreciate you watching the videos, and I will catch you on the next one.